Yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes win. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report, and it's your host. It's your boy, Russell Wayne, up in the house, and we are talking Lions football for the next hour. We may even have a special guest. I do have some roofers at my house, and they may start banging around and making some noise here in a minute, but we are here to talk about the Hump Day preview. Lions heading to Texas, going to Houston. Gonna have themselves a good old standoff and draw 10 paces and then turn around, and then we're gonna
bite a kneecap off.
Then we're gonna bite a kneecap off right there. The Hump Day preview right here. We're broadcasting live right now. Let's get into the Bills. Broadcasting live into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page. Over 57,000 followers on there. Why have billions when we can have thousands? Yes, we're broadcasting live in the YouTube page right there, and that's at Lions Villain Squad, as well as Detroit Lions News Podcast. Thank you to Joe Chap and the boys to allow us onto your platform and we appreciate that. We are brought to you, as always, by NFL Shop. NFL Shop, you can get that little snazzy little jersey right there. I'm talking about the black edition. That's my favorite jersey right now. And you can get that by using the code that is in the comments right now. And you can get yourself up to 50 or up to 30% off. Man, I'm trying to get everybody excited on there. Up to 30% off of your order when you use our affiliate marketing partner, NFL Shop. Faith, family, and then football in that order. We use football to spend time with our family and create memories. We don't let football use us. Our Facebook Stars program it will be going to support Riker Wayne's World. Riker Wayne is my son. He has special needs and he has a rare genetic disorder that is being studied by the University of Michigan. My wife's Facebook page is documenting this journey for our family. She also has a great resource for children, for parents who have children with special needs. So if you're commenting using stars, thank you for supporting this journey. Most importantly, out there, join the conversation, because we are the UDFA of sports podcasting. That's right. The Villain Report, the Villain Squad. We're the Tom Kennedy of sports podcasting. And we appreciate anybody that likes, shares, comments, subscribes, follows, tells a friend about it, any of these things. But if you're a football fan, why wouldn't you like this? The Lions are sitting here at 7-1 after that beatdown that they put on the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
And that was such a fun game. And the Lions make a trade. The Lions make a trade and land Zadarius Smith to bolster up that pass rushing room right there, who was really depending on some practice squad guys and Muhammad and James Houston. And we're looking to get some guys back, but they definitely needed some support right there on the defensive line. And they got it via Zadarius Smith. So let's get to the comments. It's about you guys, right? The bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. I'm ready for Texas.
Say hello to my little friend.
Good morning to Jeremy B. What's up, Russell and the Villains? Dwayne Keene, I would like to see him play, see what he can do. I just love being a Detroit Lions fan.
Say hello to my little friend.
Again, the Lions usually don't start a guy who isn't prepared. That's my point. I say 75% chance that he plays. Chad, what's up? Good morning, Chad. Our wallets, our wallets won in America yesterday. All right, everybody into the politics stuff. I'm so glad that stuff's behind me. So if you participated into the circus known as the election, then if your guy won, awesome. If your guy didn't win, quit crying about it and move on and deal with what, because I'm sure now that the new guy's in office, I'm sure everything will be fixed right away. And everybody's life is already much, much better by now. So, I mean, yeah. Good morning, villains, to Randy. Amen. Got Scotty Reno up in the house. We got Maurice up in the house. We got Mark G is up in the house. And got us to the NFL Shop Gear. That is the code right there. Use that code. You can get 30% off of your order. Give or take a point. Aren't we all? Who won the election? Yeah. I believe Donald J. Trump is the new president of the United States. So, yeah, I'm so glad that that's over. To me, I was more about refreshing my feed over and over and over again to see if the Lions made a move the last second at the trade deadline. That's right. That's right, brother. Yesterday, I think I hoed everybody out of all the impressions right there. So if Christopher Walken was here right now, he'd say the Lions is the best team in the NFL. And it's good. It's a good team. Reminds me of a story of a, a Lions football team who went to Lambeau Field and they bit off kneecaps in front of their fan base. It was brutal. It was savage. It's the kind of game that you like.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
If you're a Detroit Lions fan, and the Villain Report, it's a great show. You should watch it in the mornings at 10 a.m. It's one of my favorite football shows that's out there. If you know. Oh, trading for pass rushers. Lions trade for a pass rusher. That's right. Zadarius Smith is now a Detroit Lion. How do you like that? You like that? You know, I know that we had some fun over the last couple of weeks. I don't think that any of us really took the Max Crosby or Myles Garrett stuff serious. It's just fun to think about. But all along, this type of trade right here was a very good trade for the Lions. And that was one of the things I wanted to bring up today when I'm really looking at this. Here's this Zadarius Smith contract. And I want to just preface this by saying that Brad Holmes is a straight up G as a general manager. And I put the capital G in general. That's Brad Holmes because he knows how to work things. This whole thing was set up that they wanted a 4th round pick. And Brad Holmes wasn't going to give them a 4th round pick. Damn it. We like our 4th round picks. We'll give you a 5 and a 6. But you got to give me something back. Well, you want a 4th round pick. We don't want to give you a 4th round pick. We're not going to give you a 4th round, but I'll tell you what, you go out there, you shop Zadarius Smith out. If you find a 4th round pick out there, more power to it. But we're not going to pay a 4th round pick. So they get them to pay less, but then really look at this contract right here, what we get Zadarius Smith for, right? Here's what it's going to cost us this year. $605,000 to bring in a guy that, I mean, and this isn't, I'm not going to boast about our pass rushing room and talk about how great it is now. Oh, now we're unstoppable because Zadarius Smith is here. But Zadarius Smith is an upgrade over Josh Pascal. Zadarius Smith is an upgrade over Muhammad or James Houston, or, you know, using a defensive lineman like Levi Onwuzurike popping outside. He's better than all of those guys, and really by a mile. And when you look at his numbers, he was top 20 in sacks coming into this game where he's at. And I think he's going to help the pass rush. I think he's going to help the pass rush a lot. And to Jeremy's point, this is true. He does make a good point right here about the 75% chance that he plays. Where are we at right here? Politics always a circus. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about politics. So just, yeah, please don't give any more comments in there for it or against it, because I'm not going to really address it anymore. Can we really rob players from other teams and practice squads? Yeah, we can still upgrade by going the practice squad route. That was the route that we were all scared to get, you know. Let's see, where was that? You had a comment there, Jeremy, and I can't find it on here about your the point. Okay, there you go. Again, the Lions usually don't start a guy who isn't prepared. That's my point. I say 75% chance that he plays. I think it's going to be more like 100% chance that he plays, Jeremy. And here, and I'll tell you why. And it's not that, and you're right about 75% usually, you know. I mean, I think that he is going to be prepared for what he has to do within this defense. Now, is he going to play 100% of the snaps? No. I mean, he's probably not going to play as much as he will in the future, but they will definitely get some packages ready, and they will have Zadarius Smith out there as they did open up a roster spot for him to be in there. So I doubt that they're just going to bench him the first week. So that's my point. I'll stick with that. Good morning to Russ and family. Love it. Paul Jones up in the house. You know what? I want to put a little shout out right here to my this is our group right here. Paul Jones and Jeffrey Addison are two of the moderators in this group that make it a very, very good group, which when I say a very good group, it's free of a lot of the spam stuff. You know, obviously we're going to post our shows in here, but it's other people being able to, you know, put up their own posts about the Lions right here. So, there it is. Detroit Lions main event. And you know what? I got a link for that too. Hold on 1 second. And I'll give you a link for that. Cause if you're sick of the spam groups and I get, it pisses me off every time I see somebody put out like misinformation just to get clicks, you know, especially when it comes to like players dying and things like that. It's like, if you don't want that, this is a safe group like that. We do, all the moderators have the search and destroy, get all the spam out orders. And if you see the stuff in there, obviously bring it up to one of the moderators and we'll make sure that we kick those guys out of the group. So don't want to gosh, let me see here. You want Andre Carter? Okay, Andre Carter from Mini. Is he the one that's on their practice squad? Is he somebody that we could get? Yeah, Money in the Bank's after WrestleMania, usually Central Scrutinizer, just so you know.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
Oh, he's an upgrade. I feel we may need more. I don't know about that. Why would you say that? Because it's like, oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to beat that. We beat two of the best teams in the NFL without it. I mean, they had to change their plan around a little bit, right? So when it comes to winning, winning a football game as a pass rushing team that's trying to get to the quarterback more, and I'm not saying that other teams don't try to get to the quarterback, but because we have a good secondary now, to this point, I feel like we've kind of switched the way we play defense a little bit. Maybe we want them to throw the ball because we have our secondary in such a good position. You know, they were getting a lot of, they weren't able to get a pass rush, but they were covering so good out there that the plays just ended up taking longer. So I definitely think that he upgrades the fact that he's going to be able to get sacks. He can win with power, and he sets an edge running, so you don't really have to take him off the field. So that's nice. He's better than Davenport. Even if he's better than a healthy version of Davenport. So from that upgrade standpoint for next year too, it's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. So here's the group right here. Yeah. So if you want to join the group, I do have that in the comments right there. If they double Reader and Aleem, then he can get home. Yeah. And that's the thing, is like, he's going to be put in an advantageous spot. Like everyone says, well, he had Myles Garrett on the other side. That's why. And it's like, I don't think that has as big of effect on the other side as you might think. You know, I mean, I think it has more to do with what like Dwayne's saying here is Reader and Aleem are the ones that are demanding the double teams, which means that the guys that come in and play for the Lions, no matter which side you're on, you're going to get one-on-ones. You're going to get one-on-one looks. And that's what I'm talking about. I think Central Scrutinizer was talking about Smith deal is Money in the Bank. And I'm a wrestling fan. I knew what he was talking about. Reno says, do you think that Brad will Do you think that Brad would have made a play for a defensive end if Hutch didn't go down? I do. I do believe that he was poised to make a move. I think that they had some guys that they had in mind. And if you look at this, which is really cool, let me switch this back over here so I can show you this money. It's like this was such a good deal on the and the Myles Garrett deal would have been good too. By the way, if that would have worked in, it would have been a lot more expensive, but you know, he's a lot better of a player. But even though the base salary is $1.2 million, we are only on the hook for $605,000. And then next year in 2025, the base salary here, and then you got some roster bonuses if you want to keep him, which is cool. Which I think that if you can get a guy for $5 million at the cap right here, then you're good. I think what will happen is at the end of the year, if he plays well, is they'll go ahead and pick up this void year with the cap number that's already in there, and they'll fill that in there with some roster, and they'll probably have him for 2 years, keep him till he's 33, 34. And then you have a bookend. And he's an old enough bookend that it doesn't even mean that you wouldn't draft somebody. Like this is a stopgap player that's going to give you production. You know, he's not going to give you like, this isn't the end. He's not going to give you 15 sacks or something like that. That's not what Zadarius Smith is going to get you. What Zadarius Smith is going to get you is a solid guy against the run that can play inside or outside, and he's cheap. And he'll stay here and he'll continue to be cheap because the Lions have finally built a culture where a good, maybe aging, not maybe once what he was type of player would stick around for maybe a little bit less money because he wants to win a championship, because we've built that here. Now, I may be in the minority, but whether they made a move or whether they didn't make a move, I still think that the Lions are a Super Bowl contender, Super Bowl favorite to win. With or without Zadarius Smith, they can get it done. They just get it done differently. John says, good morning. Central Scrutinizer says, I've been watching film on Smith. He's a perfect fit, no quit in his play. And that's where it is. He's kind of like the Jared Goff of defensive ends, right? A lot of people would criticize Goff to say that he wouldn't be able to go to a different team and have the success that he's having here. And you're right, whatever. This is a good team. It's set up well, and he does well within the means. Well, Zadarius Smith is just like that. Zadarius Smith is the type of guy that, yeah, he's not going to be a top 5 pass rusher, but he's perfect for what the Lions are trying to do on defense. The relentless motor, being able to set an edge, priority on setting the edge. We were in on 3 people, but the deals just didn't get done, sad to say. Yeah, but the thing is like, we're not going to overpay. Like Dan Campbell had said,
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
We're good with the guys that we had. We'll go into war with the guys that we had. We would have been fine with Muhammad and everything, but obviously you want to try to upgrade. You want to try to upgrade. So I got to get back in here. I hate it when I lose my spot where I was in the comments. And Paul Jones says he's an upgrade over Davenpoop. I think you guys are unfair on Davenpoop. Poor guy. It's like it's an injury thing. The guy, when he's out there, and that's why I said I think that Zadarius Smith is an upgrade over a healthy Davenport. Davenport. Because when Davenport is healthy, albeit it's like, 3 games a year, he produces. He gets pressures. He was the second on the team in pressures, second on the team in sacks when he went down. And, he was fine in that way. But Zadarius Smith, I guess you would say that I think he's a better player all around than Davenport. And he's more durable. And that's good. But I mean, this contract is awesome. And for only giving up a 5th and a 6th round pick, we got a 7th back. So really, in a sense, you gave a 5th and you traded down in the 6th to the 7th. And that's nothing. That's a bag of chips and some Fritos. A little ball of lint right there. We got, and then we get a good pass rusher. And kudos to everybody that called me out when I did the Max Crosby and Myles Garrett episode. Thank you for calling me out. I have to do my job. So if they're reporting Max Crosby and Myles Garrett out in the news all the time, it's my job to react to it. It's my job to dream. Dream the impossible dream. Yeah. It's my job to dream the dream, right, Mike? Are you dreaming the dream?
Yeah, Ross, sorry I'm late. I was on the phone with the Roofers Union.
Oh, I appreciate it. They've been okay since the show has started, but
yeah, that's what I called in and called in a bomb threat, so they had to go take a break for your show.
Oh, that's why I had to go get my kid early from school. That was crazy. Yeah, they had somebody called a threat into the school. They left the kids on the bus.
Holy cow.
And I had to go to Kettering University right before the show started and pick up Riker and then take them to where my wife is.
Unbelievable.
And yeah, it's been a wacky morning, man. And then I got roofers and we're getting a brand new roof. We're blessed in that way. I appreciate the hard work that they're doing up there. But we're talking a little bit about this Zadarius Smith trade. We're talking a little bit about the Hump Day preview right here. And I really haven't gotten to any of the preview yet, but we were talking about Zadarius Smith. What's your thoughts on Zadarius Smith?
Could be. Could be. They knew about this last week. They knew this was going down. Dan Campbell tipped us off. It was going to be a player. It wasn't going to be a Harold Landry. It wasn't going to be some guy that's, a mid-tier, a practice squad off another team. Wasn't going to be that. It was going to be a difference maker, a needle mover, and that's what Zadarius Smith is. Is he Max Crosby? No. But he's more than a solid frontline starter. Okay, he's more than he was. He got 5 sacks already this year. If he just continues that production with this defense that we've got behind him, I think this is a move that potentially puts us over the hump.
Absolutely. And I'm one of the people that are in the minority of they could have made a move. They could have not made a move. You know how I feel about this. You know how they feel about their next man up. They're going to war with the guys that they've been there the whole time. And they were good with that, and that's why our G, and I say that he puts the G in general manager, Brad Holmes, when he goes in there, you can just see him being all cool. It's like, yeah, we want a 4th round pick. I don't know. We're not going to give you a 4. Good luck, though. I mean, if you can go get a 4, you go get a 4. We got a 5 and a 6 on a table right here for you, and it'll be here for you next week when nobody calls you. Oh, you're calling me back. Okay, cool. Okay, now we want a 7th back. You see, the temperature's a little bit different than it was even 15 minutes ago when we were just talking. And because you made me wait long and you made all the fan base be all crazy, I'm going to make you give me a 7th back, or else you can just keep him.
You can eat that whole contract, and you can
eat the contract. You know, you can pay him that $14 million signing bonus next year, even though you know that you need to move that money. It's okay. You could do that. But look at this contract, Mike.
Yeah, this is the icing on the cake, is the price tag that it came with. And I just absolutely love the call you just made. Brad puts the G in GM. I love it.
Yeah, he's cooking, man. And you can just see it. And it's like a lot of the people that were talking about what he does in free agents. Oh, he only gets injured players and stuff. And it's like there's some of that stuff that doesn't work out, right? You can see that. Mosley didn't work out. You know, Davenport didn't work out, but DJ Reader did. DJ Reader's working out just fine. Carlton Davis.
David Montgomery,
that's working out pretty good, right? How about Amik Robertson? That dude's one of the best cornerbacks in the league right now. Get him out there. He talking all that stuff, sounding like Dusty Rhodes when he says, I'm about ready to cover this guy, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play physical at the point of attack. And, oh, man, I love Amik Robertson. I love his attitude. So you can't say that Brad Holmes can't hit in free agency, because that dude just doesn't miss. Wherever.
2 words for you. Kevin Zeitler.
There you go. You get him here for a third of the price that Jonah Jackson gets, and guess who's the better player this year? That's how you win championships. I love the fans and YouTubers who say Smith isn't a good pickup, but now he's on a team. Those same people say that this is a good player. He is a good fit for our team, and y'all know who you are. I think that was you, John Kapler. I think that you're the one. You're
sure that was John Kapler that said that.
About what other people think. Like, I mean, really, you're entitled to your own opinion on how you feel. And I mean, I'm one of those people. I don't think that Zadarius Smith is that much of an upgrade over, I mean, even some of the stuff that we have right now. I like where Muhammad was going, but it's like, he's a name. He's going to sell some jerseys, right? But is it really that much of an upgrade over that? He's not Myles Garrett. He's not going to be Max Crosby or Trey Hendrickson. But what he is a solid defensive lineman who top 20 by every metric that there is. Pressures, sacks, on third down, on fourth down, the relentless motor that doesn't stop. It's the type of guy that we would be trying to find anyway, but, you might have an attitude problem. No, he just talks shit.
You know what? That attitude is going to be great. Do you remember last week when they asked him, when rumors were swirling around, would you like to go play in Detroit? He says, well, they get to play Minnesota and Green Bay twice a year. Yeah, I'd like that. That's the kind of attitude we want. That revenge mentality against those teams that let him go. That's going to work in our favor.
And you know what? I really just believe that, he just switched sports, but really Zadarius Smith is really just Rasheed Wallace, a little bit younger and put into a Lions uniform instead. And that's,
I like that.
The Rasheed Wallace, he even kind of looks like Rasheed Wallace in the face. When you really look at it, if you put a side by side next to him, hey, Elise, if you're watching right now, if you can get me a side by side of Zadarius Smith and Rasheed Wallace, and it might frighten you. And I know that you can get your magic moving on something like that. But he's got that attitude. Nobody outside the team that Zadarius Smith plays for likes him. That should tell you something. Some of the greatest players in the world are like that. You're like, you don't want him on Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You don't want him on your team unless he's on your team. Right?
Rasheed Wallace was like that as well.
Rasheed Wallace
he was
like
known
that
as a malcontent. He was known as a guy that got under the skin of opposing players.
Yep. Oh, he's not that good. All he does is talk trash. Like, no, you find the right recipe. You find out where you fit. Oh. Oh, John says, I came in late. Did Christopher Walken have anything to say about the trade? He didn't. Come on, Corey. All black people don't look alike. Come on. That's really what I'm going. Really look at those two players and look at their attitudes, what type of people that they are. You know, when you see them out there. Amik Robertson's like that. That dude will talk trash every day, all day, every day. I'm here all day. I'm going to be covering you all day. There ain't shit you're going to do about it. I'm going to be here. That's Zadarius Smith. He's going to be out there like that. He's going to be out there trying to get into the head of the other people. And, you know, by the way, Corey, white people can get into the head of other people too. You know, having an attitude problem isn't just black people. What white people can get in your head. Listen to what Jared Goff said at the end of the game. Did you hear about that, Mike?
No. No.
So at the end of the game, all the Green Bay Packer players were out on the field and they were talking trash. Yeah, we're going to see you. We're going to see what happens next time. We're going to see you again. You better believe it. And he goes, yeah, we're in your division. We play you twice a year. That was his. Yeah, we're well aware that we're going to see you again. That's what it happens all the time, like in the divisions. That's such a Jared Goff, like, isn't that the subtle trash talking is almost better than the in your face trash talking. Oh my gosh, bad guy. Come on, man.
He's the bad guy.
Knock off the personal attacks, man. Seriously, stop that. Some of those people like that you're talking about, you know, it has nothing to do with anything else. This is not what we preach on this program right here. You know what? I may be a foul mouth immature. I may not have the best mouth in the world, but this is one thing that I actually believe in. This isn't just something I throw up here to sound like it's cool. It's faith, family, and then football. So when you personally attack people, dude, don't be a bully on my show. Don't do it again. Don't do it again on there. Stop bullying people. You may not agree with everything that's on here, okay? This isn't politics. We're not going to let this divide people. Faith, family, and then football. It's in that order for a reason. Let's just talk football. You can tell people their opinions you don't agree with their opinions. That's fine. Don't attack them personally. Because then I make an accident and I accidentally put the ignorant comment on the screen, Mike. And then you're like, oh man, I don't want anybody to think I'm that.
Yeah, I'm over here going, don't put that comment up. Don't put that comment up.
Yeah. I'm not going there. I'm going to stick up for my friend. But Donald Schwarzenegger sticks up for everybody. He says, take my hand. I'm going to take you to the top of the mountain. You thought we were done, but we weren't done. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to throw the ball to TJ Hawkinson, and we're going to score lots of touchdowns. And you're going to have to worry about the Minnesota Vikings. Come on. We can do it. Try harder. Come on. See, that's more. I mean, Schwarzenegger is a bigger fan than any of the Minnesota Viking fans. Because they left like an old puppy video. In the arms of the angels. Where'd they go? Where'd they go, Mike? They were here a minute ago. They were talking and they were feeling good about their team. I mean, at least we got some Packer fans in here that are still delusional to think that they're ever going to beat the Lions. Like one thing that I saw for sure, Mike, is that I think that tide has turned. This is something I brought up yesterday. I want you to comment to this. The tide has turned for so many years with Aaron Rodgers. It was like, oh, we got Matt Stafford. He's really good, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. We can't. So I mean, the Packers are still an L unless something crazy happens and we can, hopefully we can get that win, right, Mike? It doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like that on the opposite side.
Yeah, it hasn't felt that way since 2022, in my opinion.
You Packers, you're holding on to a victory where you jumped out. I mean, yes, good job. You jumped out to a lead and you were able to seal the deal and win 29-22, which, by the way, I had to listen to that called as a blowout the entire offseason. So don't come back at me when I call this 24-14 and it wasn't that close. This game was way more of a blowout than the game was last year. You held on to win last year.
Totally.
We didn't round to shit. We were pounding your face in and beating your ass the entire time, and there wasn't a damn thing that you could do about it. But I think that tide has turned, Mike. I think that something has to happen or something weird has to happen for them to beat us now, and that we're just the better team. What do you feel about that statement?
I think that when they do come to Ford Field in December, that's exactly the mentality they're going to have, Russ, is they're going to have that revenge mentality. These two teams don't like each other. The fan bases don't like each other. I don't think the coaches like each other either. When you watch the post-game handshake between those two, there seemed to be some tension between LaFleur and Campbell. And now I do think that Matt LaFleur looks like the kind of guy that Dan Campbell probably beat up in high school. And I do think Matt LaFleur looks like he smells like patchouli oil. But I think that 100% to what you said, the tide has turned in that rivalry. And I now feel like all of those Packers players going, wow, we got to get up for this game. Just like we used to say about the Packers. They're looking ahead as a potential L every time they see Detroit on that schedule. And that is the essence of what Brad Holmes has done for this team.
Man, I'm looking through here, and there's something that I definitely don't want to have happen here. Okay, like if I'm going off on somebody, I'm not trying to give somebody fuel to go back at that person either. If you guys want to argue about politics in the comments, I don't care. That helps our algorithm. You argue away. I'm just not going to draw attention to it. Okay. I'm not going to get into the middle of a politics argument and say, yeah, go this guy or that guy. Cause I really don't care. I don't have a dog in the race. I think it's a dog and pony show. I think that, and then, for the whole day, I had more joy in looking to see if we signed another player than anything to do with politics.
100%.
True. That's just me.
Right. Not all orange people look alike.
And it's okay. It's okay. If you want to be into politics, that's fine. There's platforms all over the place. You can go argue until your face is blue. You can find somebody, go after him, tell him how dumb he is for who he voted for or didn't vote for, whatever. Go do that. But I'm just talking about the Detroit Lions, and I'm talking about what a great deal Brad Holmes gets with Zadarius Smith. And I'm going to talk about the Lions on Hump Day preview going down to Texas, where they may have Nico Collins back. And this is an upstart, young, good team that is this is a trap game for me, Mike. Like, if you want to talk about we're all hyped up right now, this is the type of team that can smack us back to reality right here. Don't you think?
I do think, and I do have some bad news for you, Russ. I did the research, and I can tell you that on Sunday, when the Lions play in Houston, the moon will be in the waxing gibbous phase.
It doesn't matter.
Thank you. But thank you for the rock.
It doesn't matter how you're doing.
Oh, gosh. Man, I got to go get the right rock response because it's supposed to be, it doesn't matter what you think, but
it doesn't matter how.
But in all seriousness, this team can run the ball with Joe Mixon. They got a good back coming off the bench and Damian Pierce as well. Their offensive line's been a little beat up. That might play to our advantage. Right. But CJ Stroud can get rid of the ball quick. He can also run. He can beat us with his legs if he needs to. He showed that last week. This team has been up and down, though. They've lost, win, lost, win. Now they're coming off a win. It's time for a loss. Or excuse me, they're coming off a loss. It's time for a win. They lost to the Jets last week. And also, they're at home where they're much tougher to play. They've already lost to Green Bay and they've lost to Minnesota. They beat the Bears. But they are totally looking to go at least 2-2 in this division. They are going to come out. They don't want to go 1-3 against the NFC North. They're going to come out and play really hard to try to win this game and try to stay on top in the AFC North, South, because that division is there for them to take. There's no real competition for them there. Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Tennessee. These teams are on the bottom half of the league in almost every category. This is a chance for them to beat a good team and prove to everyone that they're not just the best team in a bad division, but they're one of the best teams in the AFC after winning a playoff game last year and winning their division. And you know, Nick Casario's done a great job as GM bringing in talent. You talk about Will Anderson. You talk about Stephon Diggs, even though he's out for the year now. That was a good free agent signing for them. So this is an up and coming team. This is a team that you might see in the postseason in a Super Bowl against the same Lions team, potentially in the next few years. So these two teams, like you said, up and comer. No surprise that the network scheduled it to a nighttime Sunday night football game at 8:20 Eastern time.
Yeah, I look at this team, and that's great. I agree with everything that you're saying right there. And you got a 6-3 football team, and like it, and here's a team that lost Nico Collins, who lost Joe Mixon, who lost Stephon Diggs now for the entire season, and still find themselves at 6-3. This is a dangerous football team, and I think that people got to recognize that. Like it's kind of like when I look at the Philadelphia Eagles on the other side, where it's like, gosh, you would think that they were 2-6 with how people are talking about this team, and here they're sitting at 6-2 and haven't really even got their feet wet yet. And I feel the Lions are the same way. It's like we haven't even had a perfect game yet. It's just like we've had outstanding performances out of one of the three phases, right? Like the special teams goes off one day, but it wasn't like all three phases were playing perfectly. We haven't even had the perfect game yet, and we're sitting at 7-1. So that's the thing that makes me think that we can just go down there and do to the Texans what we've done to everybody else, which is jump out to a lead and then run the damn football all over them and have a defense that will get, 2 or 3 takeaways, a bend but don't break. They're still going to give up wide receiver catches and stuff like that. You know how the Lions do. But when they get to the red zone, this is one of the best red zone defenses in the National Football League. They don't get touchdowns.
Right. But they do have a really sneaky good red zone threat and tight end Dalton Schultz.
Yep.
I think that's definitely something we need to look out for. One thing about this Lions team, as opposed to last year and the year before that, this team has historically had a hard time stopping the tight end. Always in the top 3 the last 2 years against defending tight ends. This year, top 3 in defending tight ends. So that's something that the Lions obviously worked on the offseason. Maybe that has something to do with Jack Campbell coming into his own and maturing and patrolling the middle of that field. Maybe it's got something to do with the revamped secondary, but whatever it is, this team much better against the tight end. And with Stephon Diggs out, Nico Collins coming back from a hamstring injury, we don't even know how effective Nico Collins is going to be. Tank Dell and Dalton Schultz are going to be the 2 main weapons that we're going to have to try to stop. And like you said, in that bend but don't break, they also had a hard time in the red zone against the Jets last week. So they are going to be trying to remedy those woes as well. So they're drawing up something. Bobby Slowick is a real creative offensive coordinator that they've got there in Houston. They're going to try to draw up some plays to be effective in the red zone. So the Lions are really going to have to step up their game. Right now, the spread is the Lions -4 in Houston. I do expect that spread to change. We will be predicting that game tomorrow on this very program on the Villain Report at 10 a.m. with Russell Wayne, because it is Prediction Thursday tomorrow. Last week, Russell Wayne picked 9 out of 15. So be sure to stick around if you'd like to wager. Get the Swami's picks tomorrow at 10 a.m. on this very program. I'm going to be rolling with the Texans and the points. I rolled with the Packers and the points last week. You saw how that worked out for me. But I will be taking the Texans and the points, because this is a game that both teams are looking to prove something in this game. And I think the home field advantage is going to at least keep the game close.
Well, I'm going to go on the opposite of that, because I'm feeling really good about this team. I'm one of these teams that I believe that this could be one of the great teams of all time, like the 07 Patriots, like 2000 Baltimore Ravens. And I think this team just keeps getting better and better and better. And it's going to continue to elevate. That progression thing keeps happening. Like you said with Jack Campbell. Remember what I had an entire episode about, the scariest thing about teams. Oh, we got Xavier McKinney. Oh, we got just guy. You look out now. We got this person, right? And it's like, that is not the scariest thing. There is not one person that is a brand new addition to a team that scares me worse than this one thing that scares me worse with any team. And that's progression. What the guys that you drafted as your foundational guys that get better and better. And, you look at what Jordan Love is doing. Guy leads the league in interceptions. You think that they might have got swindled on that $54 million by this time. You got to be questioning it. If you're a Green Bay Packer fan, is Jordan Love really the $54 million answer with all them talented wide receivers? Is he the type of guy that you want that's going to throw a gimme touchdown away? That's not the first time that he's done that this season. He's tried to lose a couple games this year that he actually won. You didn't get away with it this time. You can't play bad. Progression. Now, Jack Campbell is in the opposite direction. You're watching this steady arrow go up, and now you're just going to have to deal with a guy who might be a top 10 linebacker in the league, and he's on a rookie contract. Brian Branch, he's a top 5 player at his position, maybe even the top player at his position, and he's on a rookie contract. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's one of the top players at his position. He's on a rookie contract. And guess what? He continues to get better and better. It's not going to get better for you now. It's going to get worse, because our team's going to continue to get better, because all of these guys are progressing at such a high rate all at the same time. It's not any one person. So I am not going to bet against the Lions and the points right there. That 4 points isn't going to be enough. 14 points might not be enough. This team is going out to strangle and put beat downs on teams, and if I have to see another meme with the Lions up 24-7 at the NFC Championship, and then I hear that same person crying because we're running the score up, you shut your mouth.
Exactly.
You shut your mouth. Know your role.
Exactly.
Shut your mouth. Because we're up 24-7 and we have to worry about you coming back. Well, then we're going to put it on you. We're going to score. We're going to make sure you don't come back now. I don't want to hear any whining and complaining when we beat your ass. Oh, I don't respect that. Well, don't respect it. Don't respect it, but you are going to take this beat down.
Well, I love the call out by Maurice in the comments that J-Mo coming back. That could be big. He says expect 2 TDs from him. I love that call.
Yeah, we killed him over the middle. We didn't even have a deep threat. We killed teams over the middle. We beat you any way that we feel like it. That's what type of team this is. And it's like, it's cool. I mean, I love the take, Mike, where they say, well, you've never won anything before. You don't know how to handle winning. So how is handling winning, Green Bay Packer fan? What does that entail? On Monday, I talk trash. Tuesday, we dine. And I will no longer talk trash for the rest of the week because I am conditioned to winning. So that is therefore how I shall do it. And it's like, shut your mouth. All you guys do is run your mouth. Guess what? We're winning and you're not. Cry about it. Quit your whining. This guy right here, that's you. That's you. Don't come at us because we're doing a touchdown dance because we won. That's our God-given right as a football fan. And in football, your celebrations last 7 days. We ain't getting ready to face the Texans. My favorite team's getting ready to face the Texans. I ain't got to do shit. So all I get is 7 days to run my mouth about the victory we've just had, which just so happened to be against the Packers, in which we own. We own the rivalry. I'm sorry, man. We own it now. Don't show me 50 years worth of shit. If you had to ride a horse and buggy to one of those championships, don't count it. Because you weren't there. None of the guys that are on this team were there. Your horse. That's why we
ride horse and buggy.
championships.
Do you remember when the Packers won the Super Bowl? Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Yeah, ride your horse to the stadium. That's why we don't, you don't see Lion fans like, yeah, we actually have 4 championships, but we're not at the top of the rooftop saying the Lions in our rich history, we have 4 championships with ranks in the top 10 of all teams because we are better. We don't do that. We're like, man, we had to ride a horse to that championship game. And I'm sorry. I know that the cars were a lot better in the 50s. I mean, I think that this team's kind of a throwback, when you look at the Lions, the way that they're constructed. We want to run the football. We want to be physical. We want to do it the old-fashioned way. All these teams want to back up their safeties. Ben Johnson did. He designed an offense that destroys that. That right in the middle, that over linebacker under the safeties. You want to create all that space to protect the deep ball. We'll kill that. We'll kill that all day. It's Brock Wright in the seam. Laporta in the seam. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the seam. Whoever we want to put in the seam. And then you put guys back there. Okay, we got to protect that seam. And then they're like, run. It's like, what are you going to do about it? It's just like the perfect offense. By the time we get to the fourth quarter, Mike, Ben Johnson knows exactly everything that the defense wants to do. Oh, okay, that's what you did. Oh, that's how you're trying to game plan me. Okay, guys, we're just going to do this, this, and this. We're going to throw it to this guy that can't stop it. We're going to go this way. Oh, you want to do that? Because we have so many different ways. Can attack you in the middle of the field, the short intermediate. We can attack you to the sidelines. We can attack you with the team out of the backfield.
Now that you say it like that, it really kind of puts it in perspective. Can you imagine tearing a team down to the studs, right? The way Dan and Brad have done it with this team, and being able to look at a blank canvas and saying, we need this, and we need this, and we need that, and we need this, and we need that. And to be able to go out and get those pieces and plug them in and make them work just the way you envisioned it. That's a beautiful thing, right? We're going to have so many weapons. I'm going to pick up a guy like this, a free agent. I'm going to draft a guy like this. And together, our two collective minds putting this vision together, and now we see it coming to fruition on the field. What an exciting time. Lions fans, don't ever forget this time, this chapter in our history. It's the greatest history, greatest time to be a Lions fan in the Super Bowl era for sure. And we're soaking it up, and we're doing it right here on the Villain Report. I love it.
And here's the history. The history. The Lions don't have history, guys. It's like, the thing is like, all we have to look forward to as Lions fans, and that's, listen, I know that there's some very old Lions fans that are in here that maybe got to experience 1957, and I don't want to take anything away from that, but we don't have a history. We don't have anything to point to, other than like Barry Sanders was really good here while not winning championships. Calvin was really great here while not winning championships. Matt Stafford was really good here while not winning championships. We don't have a history. So we get to live it. The history that's going to be made when we get to do it, you actually get to say, I was there when it happened. Like, we get to live the history. So relish the history. Don't let anybody bring you down and be like, well, you shouldn't be happy because you've never been happy. It's like, shut your mouth. You don't be happy. You're the one that's got a trash team. You're the one that has a team that isn't going to beat mine. Enjoy it, because it could be over next week. You know, I mean, barring the big injuries, right? You don't want to say anything about your top players. You don't even want to say their names with the word injury. You know what the players are. It could be all over next week. That's how fragile this thing is. So enjoy it while it's here. At 7-1, you know, it feels like it could be 16-1. It does. It really does feel like that now. It's not probable. It won't happen, but it feels that way right now. So don't let anybody steal your joy. You can feel it all the way right up until Sunday night when you're playing the game, before you go in and start rooting for the team. Oh, Mike, is there any parting words that you want to say? Because I'm going to turn into a pumpkin here, and I'm feeling pretty lucky that these guys haven't been beating on the roof during this time.
Just that I can't wait for tomorrow morning when we do our predictions. There's some really good games on the slate, so be sure to tune in tomorrow. Have a great day, y'all.
That's Main Event Mike, and this is the Lion Villain Report. I'm Russell. You can join me every morning at 10 a.m. as I start breaking it down. Tomorrow's Lock Pick Thursday, one of our most popular shows, because you know it's fun. So if you want to lock your picks in for the week, make sure that you join the live version of it. That way you can get it on. And even if you don't get it onto the live version and you hit it on the replay, you throw your lock picks in there, it stays there forever. And that way your record is safe with the rest of the world. So 10 a.m., you should listen to them. You should listen to them talking about it. So, you know, the Lions were able to get a trade. This guy reminds me of a story of this defensive end. He played in Minnesota. He's good. He's a good player. And he plays with the Green Bay Packers. And he was good. He was good for the team. And then they let him go. He didn't like this. He didn't like this. Goes to a different team. And then he gets traded to the Lions. And he's feeling quite revengeful. He doesn't understand why they treated him so bad. So he's gonna take it out on him.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
And maybe show him that things could have been different if they would have chosen a different path. Make sure you join the Lion Villain Report tomorrow, 10 a.m. for the Lock Picks. You should watch it. It could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life. It's the Lion Villain Report, broadcasting live into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page. Thank you to our 57,000 followers. Why have billions when you can have thousands? If you want to partner with the Villain Squad, be guilty by association, get a hold of Main Event Mike at 810-620-2167. If you own a business, you want to be guilty by association, get a hold of us. We'll do that. This episode brought to you by NFL Shop. Use the link in the comments. Save up to 30% off of your order. It's faith, family, and then football. In that order. We use football to spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. And I'm going to take off. But before I do, I'll say the blessing over your life. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again for the Lion Villain Report. God bless.
Hey, yo, the lies told that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet.
Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple.
Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity.